Um, Yes, okay, so the recording started, and that means that we can also get started. So, hello everyone. First of all, thank you for coming to this presentation. My name is Ilse, and together with Dominique and Raad, we will present the development of a game which is called Flipper the System. But before we start, we are going to introduce ourselves. So my name is Ilse, and I'm a PhD researcher at the School for Mass Communication Research at KU Leuven in Belgium. And I conduct research that focuses on media portrayals of professions and their effects on late adolescence. So now I'm going to give the word to Dominique so she can introduce herself.
Yes, thank you. So, hi, I'm Dominique, and I'm a master's student. Last summer, I graduated from a research master's in psychology, and now I'm doing a second master's in gender and diversity. And then Raad, who I don't think is here still, she is a master's student as well, and she is doing a second master's in anthropology.
Yes, so as already mentioned, today we will present the development of an educational game which is called Flipper the System. But first, let me tell you how we came to the idea of developing a game. So last year, we joined a transdisciplinary program at the KU Leuven, and together with 3 amazing coaches and a team of 8 students with different educational backgrounds and people coming from different countries, we wanted to see how higher education could be improved to prepare students for a more sustainable future. And during that one academic year, we had many discussions with our team. We followed different workshops and we discussed different books. And these discussions were, of course, very interesting as we could co-create and learn together with a group of people from different disciplines and different backgrounds. And based on these experiences, we thought about new and innovative ways to learn in a transdisciplinary way. And that is how we came up with a board game called Flipper the System.
So I will quickly discuss what the game is about, and then later we have a video to show you that will explain the process in more detail. But in short, the game is about working together to solve problems. So it focuses on transdisciplinarity, systems thinking, and critical thinking, which will be explained in the video as well. And to do this, we created 4 characters in the board game, and each of them have a certain amount of resources. So there are 4 resources in the game: food, money, power, and social capital. And then each character has both a personal goal and a common goal. So solving the problems in a timely way by working together. And then they have to sort of balance the goal of the group and their own goal. So we made a video last year that sort of explained our process up until that point very clearly, we think. So we wanted to just show you that video. Ilse, maybe you can post a link to the video in the chat. The video is about 15 minutes or so. So I suggest that we put it in the chat and everyone goes off and watches the video, and then we see you back in about 15 minutes. So say at what, 10:25, more or less. And some of the people in the meeting may have already seen the video, and in that case, you can watch it again, or you can make yourself a cup of tea or coffee, and then we will also see you back. Has everyone been able to watch the video fully? Or should we wait a few more minutes? Okay, great. It seems like people are starting to come back, so then I think we can continue with the presentation. I'll start sharing my screen again. Is my screen okay for everyone? Okay. So as you could see in the video, you could see that we created a board game for which we developed characters, different problems, and different random events. And then after this year, we kind of realized that there was a lot of stuff that you have to do yourself when you're playing this as a board game, such as giving out the cards, shuffling the cards, giving out rewards. So this is how we started to develop the idea to make it into a more easy playable game with real avatars, which could be playable on a computer. And this is where our collaboration with Howest, University of Applied Sciences, comes in. So we heard that they have that Howest, or specifically the Digital Arts and Entertainment program, organizes each year student projects or projects that students can do, which can be submitted by companies, but also by students like ourselves. So we decided to give it a go and submit Flipper the System, the board game that we had then. And before we did that, oh, someone was waiting in the lobby. Are they in?
Yes, I let everyone in.
Okay, perfect. So the students in the Digital Arts and Entertainment program consists of programmers, game designers, and artists. And we contacted the program directors at Howest to sort of discuss our idea of making Flipper the System into a computer game with them. And with their help, we were able to improve our idea and translate it kind of to ideas for a digital version. Because of course, once you move from a board game to a computer game, there are suddenly many more possibilities than before, and you can make it more dynamic, I guess. So the program directors were enthusiastic about our project and our ideas, and we were chosen actually, along with a few other projects, to come and pitch our game to the students. So I went to Howest back in, I think it was September, and pitched the idea to the students, and then we got a group of enthusiastic students who chose to work on our project. So that was really, really fun. So these are on the slides, you see the people who chose to work on our project. And in total, they got to work on our game for 4 days a week, 35 hours a week. So that's quite a lot of time for 11 weeks in total. And we met with the students every week to see and discuss what they were working on. And in the beginning, we just explained our board game to them and the ideas that we had. But we also really tried to give them the freedom to make Flipper the System into their game and do what they wanted to do in terms of design and so on, since this was a collaboration after all. and we have a little trailer to show you guys in a little bit. But before that, I just want to say that the end product, Flipper the System, the computer game, is something that we created together. So we talked together, we made decisions together, but in the end, it was the Howest students who basically made this game, who programmed everything, who designed everything. And we were just there to say yes or no to some things. So this is really a co-creative project between all of us. And they created a trailer of the game, which we will show you now. So we'll put another link to another video in the chat, but this one is shorter, so don't worry. And then please go and see the trailer, and then we will again see you back here. So I think everyone probably watched the trailer by now. And thanks for the comments in the chat. Yeah, again, so, oh, not yet. Okay, then we'll give you a little bit more time. You recognized me in the game? Oh, so one of the characters looks like me. Okay. I was confused for a second. I think that was unintentional. All right, then if everyone has watched the trailer, this would be a time if anyone has questions, we can answer them. You can also hang on to them for a little bit longer because the next thing we're actually planning to do is to just show you the game. So I wanted to just open the game on my computer and share my screen. And then if there are any volunteers, we can try and play the game together. But yeah, if there are any questions, this might be a good time to ask them. I don't think there are any questions. So then, are there any volunteers? We need 4 people in total. Since I'm sharing my screen, I can also play one of the characters. So then we need about 3 people. Are there people who would be willing to be one of the characters in the game? Okay, we have 1 volunteer. If everyone else is too scared, Ilse and Raad and me, we can also be the 3 other characters. But thank you, Inge, for volunteering. Okay, I'm going to share the game now. So this is your last chance to claim your role as one of the characters.
Julia wants to play.
Oh, okay, great. Okay, so then we have 2 people who want to play. Can you guys see my screen? And I can't see you anymore, so if someone could unmute and tell me if they can see my screen, that'd be great.
Yes, I can see it and I can hear the sound of the game also.
Okay, that's perfect. So then let's start the game. I think, yeah, it's almost 10 past, wait, like 10:40 now. So I think we won't be able to play the entire game, but we can maybe play 2 or 3 rounds. And then at the end, there's time for questions. I will go through this until we get to the character screen. But here, Flipper the Dolphin is basically explaining to you what the game is about. So yeah, I guess we're ready to get started. Oop. Looks like my computer is struggling with having this game and Microsoft Teams open, so I'm going to just quickly restart this game without sharing my screen, and then I stopped sharing, right? Yeah, okay, let's try again. Ah, okay, great. So can you guys see the character screen now?
Yes.
Okay, that's awesome. So you're not really supposed to see the goals, but I guess since I'm sharing my screen, it's a little bit difficult to hide this. So for now, I will show the individual goals as well. So just to be clear, so these are the 4 characters. You see all the resources that the characters have, and these differ per character. And then when I click here, you see the individual goal of each character. So let's take a look at this, and then we can decide who plays which. Oh, this was a bit fast maybe. And then we can decide who plays which character. And I think we can skip the tutorial so that we can start with the actual game. So who would like to be the yellow character? And then we basically need to divide the 4 characters. And again, I can't see you anymore. So please unmute your microphone and tell me who you would like to be.
Hey, the yellow one was the activist, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, I missed the goal parts because my screen froze, so I'm
Oh,
okay
yeah.
with any character.
Okay, great. Yeah, my computering is also struggling a little bit, but we'll see how far we get. And Inge, who would you like to be?
Can I be the guy who looks like the one from Despicable Me?
Yes.
That
Yes. And then Ilse or Raad, who would you like to be? And then I'll be the other person.
I can play. I will be the fisher.
Okay, so that's the orange? No, the purple one, I think. And then I'm the orange one, I believe. Or is it the other way around? Well, okay, let's go with that. Okay, so who would like to invest 1 social capital point?
I can, I think.
So Tilja, that was you, right?
Yes, that's me.
Okay. Okay, then we have that sorted. And food, is there anyone who would like to volunteer to get 1 food?
Yeah, I can give food.
Perfect. And then power. I could give away my power, for example, because I have 7, so I'll do 1 power. And then finally money.
Fine, I guess I will give away some of my hard-earned money then.
Sure, Despicable Me. Okay, so then we completed this problem right on time. So let's continue. Or does anyone want to see their goal again? Okay, I guess we can continue. Okay, so the second problem. A bunch of tourists from a cruise ship are wandering around in your city, leaving behind a trail of waste. Well, that's not very nice. So who would like to give up 2 social capital points to solve this problem? I can give up 1 of mine.
I see that I still have a lot, so I can give one too.
Okay, thank you.
I could also give one. I don't really need it.
Okay, then we do that. Then I keep mine and you give yours.
Yep.
Oh. And then food. Anyone who wants to give up food?
I need to keep my food, so I think I want to stop giving away food now.
Okay, then maybe I can give up my food because I don't need it. And then power. Anyone who wants to give up their power? I do need my power, if I remember correctly, so I think I'm going to skip this one.
You can take 1 power from me.
Okay, thank you. So then we solve this problem as well. Let's do one more. Okay, so this problem is you find a dolphin washed up on the shore. And all we need this time is social capital and money. So for social capital...
You can take 1 from me.
Okay, Raad, that was you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. And then who wants to give up their money? I guess I can give up my money because I don't need money. I'll give 1, but then does someone else want to give another one?
I can also give one. Tulia.
Okay. Okay, perfect. Then we solve this problem as well. So with your help, we can gather people and send it back into the ocean. The dolphins are grateful. So let's complete this one and then I'll come back to the session so I can see you again. But basically this process goes on for a few more rounds. And then at the end, this is fun to show as well. So throughout the game, players encounter random events. So for instance, this one, transdisciplinarity and systems are being implemented in universities all over the world. And then as you can see here, all players get 1 social capital and get 1 power. But it's also possible that you get a negative random event that takes away your resources. So these random events really sort of influence the game in unpredictable ways, and that makes it fun to play over and over again because you never know what's going to happen. So accept these resources. And then what happens is that there are more rounds of problems, and then at the end you see basically who got their individual goals and who didn't, and also like whether you managed basically to solve all of the problems and save the island from pollution. But here is where I'll end it, and then I'll come back to the session. So, thank you, Anne. After seeing this and after hearing our presentation and watching the videos, does anyone have any questions or something they would like to discuss? Anne, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I just love the game. And I think, it would be really, really nice to get people elsewhere start to play it. So that's my big question. Like, people ask me about the game, even in Hong Kong. Where can I send them so they can play it?
So for now, this is a temporary solution, but we've made our own Gmail account, which is flipperthesystem.game@gmail.com. We will put that in the chat as well. And we've created a drive which has the game so you can download it. And it has basically all the files that the Howest students sent us. So it also has their presentation. We might put the slides of our presentation in that drive as well, so people have that as well. Yeah, thank you, Raj, for putting it in the chat. So for now, we can also just send you the link to that drive folder. And since we have the email addresses of everyone who's in this session through the registration form, we will also send it to you through email after the session so that you have the link to the drive.
Can you also make it visible somewhere on the Learning Planet platform so that people who missed this session, I know someone said, I'd like to join, but I can't, that they can go and click there?
Yeah, we can ask the organizers if they can put it in the description or something. Sure, yeah, that's a good idea. Inge, it only works on Windows, right? I'm actually not sure. I mean, you can try installing it on Apple. I'm not completely sure. If I remember correctly, it does only work on Windows, but I'm not 100% sure. Okay, yeah, thank you, David. It should only be packaged for Windows, yeah. Annemie says it would be a good idea if it worked on smartphones so that students played in class. Yeah, that's a discussion. We went back and forth between making it into a computer game and an app. And in the end, we decided for a computer game so that we could basically make it a little bit more complex and add more features than if it had been an app. And if it had been an app, we would have had the problem that it would have only worked on Android. And since you basically have a 50-50 split between Android and Apple users, we decided that we would go for a computer game. Also because a lot of students these days have their own laptops. And you basically need one person with a Windows laptop and then 4 players can play it around that person's laptop. How are discussions during the game? So yeah, that really depends on who plays it and who plays the characters. And what you saw now, we just were in kind of like the easy part, I guess, of the game. But as you progress on and on, you have less and less resources. So the discussions get a little bit more heated or a little bit more serious because for the bigger problems, you also need to invest more resources. So then you have to be really careful about giving away resources because you have to make sure that you might want to try and win your own goal as well at the end. You talk to each other on Teams. How do you talk when playing? So then basically if this were to be in real life and I would have this game open on my computer, we would have sat here with 4 people and then you can just discuss in real life, which I guess makes, as with anything that you do in real life versus online, it makes it a little bit more dynamic. It's a little bit easier to talk to each other when you see each other in real life. And you still only have 3 minutes for each problem, so you have to keep that in mind as well. If you want to play it online, you need another way to communicate. Yeah, I mean, it depends. For example, what we just tried did work. So it's definitely not impossible to play it online through, for example, Teams or some other meeting platform. But it would just be a little bit different than playing it in real life, which, yeah, I'm not sure if that's a super big deal. Anne, you were raising your hand. Do you still want to say something?
Yeah, sorry, for some reason Teams doesn't show me the chat. But it's only a small group, so we can just switch on our cameras and talk like normal people, can't we? Okay, anyway, I was just wondering, now we have this beautiful product and I think the main question now is how do we spread it? How do we inspire others? And so maybe, organize I don't know, could you organize a marathon around it with the Green Office or something, building up to the what is it called? The Sustainable Week Festival in May or something. Or maybe in other schools, Howest, I don't know, people may have ideas like how can we inspire people to play and sort of like, I don't know if your Gmail site, okay, that team, has solved all the problems in less time or something like that, I just want to brainstorm. I don't expect you to have the ready answer, but now that we have this team here, to co-create maybe visions or.
Yeah, and that's a really good question. That's something that we're thinking about as well. So indeed, what Annemie is putting in the chat, playing it with the TDI students, that would be really fun, I think. Also because I guess we have kind of a similar background or way of thinking maybe by now. So yeah, that could be really fun. But yeah, we're open to anything. Like if people in Hong Kong want to play it, we'll happily send it to them. I mean, the game is here, so it's ready to be shared with the world. So yeah.
Yeah, and I also think like individuals, it's like, or we had a test playing session where the individuals ask like, oh, can we play it with our friends when we get home? So I think that's also another idea to like, if someone is interested, that they can say, oh, I have a night out with friends and I want to play it. So I think like we can spread it this way, and then those people who already played it maybe have another group of friends and they can play it too. Yeah, and also the people from Hong Kong are also like, if they want to play it, we can spread it with them. But I also think like classes of like school classes also. So we can also spread it with schools, I think.
I'm totally not a social media expert. Would it be helpful to, for example, have a Facebook page for Flipper the System, where people can just go download it, share their experiences, whatever? Because
Yes.
now, you're gonna post your whatever address, downloadable site, but you need not everybody's gonna go to the Learning Planet Festival website. So Facebook, I guess, is the more easy way to go viral.
Yes,
I'm just
I
thinking
think
out loud.
so. Yeah, I think so. And also with like Dominique, you posted the trailer on YouTube. That can also like, it already attracts people if it's a public video. So I think for social media, you need more like, not everyone is on Facebook. So Facebook, YouTube, like even maybe TikTok to attract the younger people right now. Yeah, because people see it on their feed and like they can download it.
But it's not enough to have the trailer. You then have to be able to click somewhere where you can start playing.
Yes.
If you see the trailer and say, okay, I want to play this, where do I find it? YouTube will not send you there, will it?
Yes, but you can add something in the description, like play it here, and then they can click on it. So it would be good to have a platform where all the files can be downloaded to play it immediately.
Yeah, and just to be clear, for now, I made the trailer a hidden video so we could just show it in the session. But I'm definitely planning to check with the Howest students if they would be okay with making it public. But yeah, I didn't want to do that without their permission. So that's something that I'll work on. Annemie said, if you want, we can make it accessible through EF. Yeah, that would be really cool. And I also know that we were invited, or during the Klaipeda lab, someone from the STEAM program asked us if we could write a blog post. So I have to still follow up on that, but that would be a great opportunity to write about our process and then also share the link, of course, in that blog post. But yeah, I mean, anywhere that we can share it would be great. The more it reaches people, the happier we get. I see it's almost 11. I'm not sure. Will this just end at 11 or how does it work?
No, I don't think so. It'll just end when I end the meeting. So.
Okay, just so we don't get kicked out in the middle of answering a question. Yes, Anne?
Have you already played it with the current the teams that you are now coaching?
No, because it was finished in December?
Yeah. Okay,
yeah. So we haven't had the time yet, but we're definitely planning to do that with our team, but preferably just with everyone in the TDI program. We did do a testing session with a few people from the TDI program, so an earlier version, and they really liked it then.
Congratulations.
Annemie, do you? Yeah.
Yes, I have a question. Oh, am I still?
Oh, sorry, you've just muted yourself, so we can't hear you anymore.
Yeah. So now the game is one situation. You say you can adapt the game for any for any situation. Could we create a community to actually do that?
I mean, yeah, technically that would be possible. So there are two ways that you could, I suppose, adapt this game to your own needs. In the actual game files itself, there is an Excel file with all the problems. So there's just like a column with the text of all the problems and then all the resources needed. So theoretically, you can just change the problems and they don't even have to be ocean related. Then the visuals just don't really match up anymore, but you could do that. You could change it to anything. You can change the resources and then you can create your own game with your own problems. And if you have more tech savvy people, the game code is also in the downloadable file. So if you know someone who can change the game code or use the game code and make something else with it, that's also a possibility, of course. So that are two ways you can adapt the game.
It seems to be not that much work. So actually making the game could reflect how you understand the system. Because if you make the game, you have to understand how the system works. Huh? So when you have this wicked problem, you do you do research to understand the system. You make a systems map. So if you have this systems map, you can actually transfer that knowledge into the game.
Yeah, by for example, by changing that Excel file. I mean, by sort of creating the whole game, that does take a lot of work, but indeed by coming up with the problems, you can do that relatively quick. Yeah. We did that in a couple of weeks. And also, I mean, none of us are ocean experts. Let's make that very clear. And I think the whole process showed that you don't have to be an expert in oceans because you are already aware of a lot of problems. And then just with Google, we were able to find so many other problems.
Yeah, it's kind of a test how well you understand the system. If you make a game and things turn out the way you see it in reality. I mean, I'm just brainstorming. I'm just freewheeling here.
Yeah, but of course, yeah. So that was our idea originally. We ended up creating the ocean map, but we were already thinking, you know, you could do this with jungles, you can do it with deserts, you can do it with cities. Any problem could work with this game format.
Good. Congratulations.
Thank you. Is there anyone who still has a question? And by the way, if anyone has to leave, this session was supposed to be until 11, so don't feel obliged to stay. If you have to go, just go. Is that a goodbye from Anne? Okay, goodbye. Thank you for joining. And bye, Annemie.